Okay, so now that you have a visual map, in video number 5, we're going to talk about adding the product details. So when it comes time to adding a product in the shopping cart system, there is a good amount of information that you are going to need. I'm going to talk about the things that might be useful for you, the things you definitely need, and the things that are optional. Now, you must create a new product for every single front-end offer, every single one-time offer, basically every single product that you have, no matter if it is a front-end or a one-time offer. So all the information I'm going to show you, you're going to need all that information for every single product. So what I recommend that you do, if possible, is just to do a front-end offer and then do one-time offer. Once you get the hang of this, and once this actually makes sense to you, then you can go all out, add more one-time offers and more. But it will get overwhelming, I will say, if you do one front-end offer and several one-time offers. So with that said, let's go ahead and go over to JVZoo and I'll walk you through step by step. Okay, so what we're going to do is add a product, and to get to this page, what you need to do is up at the top under Sellers, click on Sellers Dashboard, and you're going to see a big orange button to the right hand corner that says add a product. Click that and you'll be forwarded to this page. Now we're going to walk you through step by step. I'm going to explain to you every step of the way. So allow sales means that you're going to allow sales immediately. And if you're working on the product and you're not ready to offer the product just yet, you can click no. Now, you can show in the product library, which basically means that JVZoo has their own affiliate network and a product library. So if you want more exposure to your product, you can click yes. Now, the only time you would click no is usually if you had a private offer, you didn't really want anybody else to know about it. You just wanted to make it exclusive to your list or exclusive to somebody else's list, maybe to your affiliates. And that's it. So you click no. Then you have your launch date and time, which is basically when you're going to make your product published and visible to everyone else. So as you can see, the product will not be visible in the product library until this time. So you can say, hey, I only want this to be available at a certain date. Then of course you can enter the product name. So in this case, we're tackling this particular one here, and we can say front-end offer. Okay, it's a software. So software product name test. And internal product name is just something to allow you to know what that is. Nobody else is going to see that. So we're going to do tests, obviously put your own name. And then of course, currency, you can choose currency. There's US dollars, Australian dollars, euros, yens, and pound sterlings. And then of course we have product price. So we could say, we refer back to this. So as you can see, this is where it comes in handy, and you're going to be able to see how this comes in handy. So $37 one-time fee. So I just do $37. Commission is affiliate commission. How much are you going to pay out? So meaning when you have an affiliate program, you can do, let's say 50% commission. And if you have a subscription, you can say payment period is every 1 month with the total amounts of payments for 10 years. Now, the thing about JVZoo is back in the day when they started, it was only like 3 years. But if you have a monthly membership site, for example, that just goes on and on and on and on, then you're going to want to do 10 years times the amount of months. So 10 times 12 is 120. So you can put 120 in here. Commission payout on first payment. How much you're going to pay your affiliates on the first payment. We could do 50%. So you can offer a trial. You can say $1 for 7 days. And then you can say they get 50% of that. So in certain specs, in this case, this will be like $37 per month for 120 months. Now, if you only want to do a one-time price, you're not going to enter any information here. So you can uncheck that and just have 50% of that and 37. Then of course you have quantity. If you're selling something that's like an intangible product, like a video course or anything like that, which is the majority of you, or software or book or something, then you're going to want to leave this blank. Next, you have the support email address. So you want to have your name at, yoursupportdesk.com, whatever that might be. And then, or you don't have to enter that, and you can enter a support URL. Now, as we stated earlier in the previous video, I wanted to talk about some help desk softwares that we highly recommend. There are a few out there, and we've tested a few, but there's one that we've really liked so far, and it's called Freshdesk. So if you head on over to freshdesk.com, that's freshdesk.com, it's actually very, very easy to use, and it's very robust, and it has many different features and options in it. And if you go to the pricing here, honestly, I would start out with the Sprout one, and as you grow as a company, you can scale up and increase. But Freshdesk, we've used it for several years, and we really, really like it. So anyways, get an account there or get an account anywhere else. Add your support URL here. So yourdomain.com/support, whatever that might be. Now, I typically just enter this. I don't enter that because it's either that or that. Sometimes your support desk will give you an email that will go straight to here anyways, but that's just something to think about. So next thing you have is landing page and sales funnel, squeeze page, and pre-launch page. So this page is here. This is a URL. So it's like http://www.yourdomain.com/your squeeze page or your pre-launch page. So this is good if you have a pre-launch first and then you have a launch. And then you can send all the traffic to the sales page after launch date and time. So you click yes, and then the traffic would go straight here. And this is going to be your sales page URL. So most likely it's going to be on yourdomain.com. And then of course, if you have a one-time offer, this would be here too. So going through here, speaking of this as a front-end offer, but if this were to be your one-time offer, then this would be yourdomain.com/OTO1 or OTO2, OTO3, downsell 1. You can pass the affiliate ID to the sales page if you want to customize it, but most of you are not going to use that, so this is for advanced users. Then you have delivery method. You can either have a protected download, which allows JVZoo to actually host your download file. Now, I would recommend, if possible, creating your own thank you page so that you can use that thank you page to sell other things on that page. Because when somebody buys something from you, you've already gained their trust and they've already bought from you, and they're more likely to buy more from you. So having your own thank you page is better. So if you click thank you page here, you can pass parameters to the download page. That's something that's more advanced. So I'm going to leave that as is. We normally don't use this, but if you are an advanced user and you want to do that, that's fine. Now you have the return period. You can specify that the return period is 30 days or 60 days or weeks or months or years. Some people even do 365 days and do really well. You can also make your product eligible for the product of the day. And if you check that, what that means is if your product sells really, really well and JVZoo happens to see you, they'll pick up your product and they'll sell it and they'll put it at the very top. So product of the days, if you scroll all the way to the top, they get this right here. And you can get tons and tons of sales and hundreds of sales by getting product of the day. And then of course you can specify, hey, I'm willing to give up 75%, or I'm willing to give up, 60% for JVZoo if they put my product as the product of the day. So you can put that here. And then affiliate approval, as far as an affiliate program is, it's built in to the JVZoo system. So whatever product you set up, it will actually set up with your product. So you can manually approve people, you can auto approve people, or you can say, nope, I don't want to have any affiliates at all right now. Now, if you do decide to do an affiliate program, I highly recommend that you do manual approval. If you do auto approve, then anybody can sell your product. Now, while that may sound like a good idea, what we have done in the past is we have approved affiliates, and you attract a lot of scammers. There are tons of scammers on JVZoo, and meaning there are tons of people that go on JVZoo with the intent of being your affiliate, but they use somebody else's credit card, or they use stolen credit cards to make sales. And then what happens is you pay them, and then you find out like 60 or 90 days later that they stole somebody else's credit card, and you're liable for all of that. So we've actually ran into that in the past where we've approved affiliates that we don't know, and we've set them on automatic approval, and they've gotten paid instantly, and then they turn around and you get all these PayPal disputes. So only do manual approval, and only approve people that you know. If you don't know them, you can approve them, but set them on like a delayed payment process, which means they get paid like 30 days later or whenever you decide. You can learn this later, but if you go and approve somebody, you can see how many products they have sold and their refund rate. If their refund rate is low and they sold a lot, definitely you're going to want to approve them. And there are some affiliates on JVZoo called premium affiliates. And even if you set manual approval, they can automatically sell your product. And it's because they've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of products on JVZoo. These are big accounts. So you definitely want them to promote your product. Now you can add affiliate terms, notes to affiliates, custom receipt info, and custom email receipt info. So right here, you could say, hey, this is my JVZoo JV page. These are affiliate terms. Here are some resources that you can use. So it's just an affiliate page, essentially. Now, if you scroll back to the top, you can choose your checkout options. You can say, hey, this product, I want people to pay with PayPal or Stripe. Now, you're not going to see these until you set up the payment profiles, which I'll talk about in a later video. But you can check which one you want. Usually we specify both. And then you got the JVZoo product library. This allows you to enter a description of the product and then choose a category of where your product is going to be listed within the product library. So that gives you an option to have more exposure if you want to. So you could go through here. You could select, let's say, business finance, entrepreneurship. And then, of course, put the description of your product. Next, we have make a dime sale. This is an option. You do not have to do this. What a dime sale is you can say, okay, we're going to start our pricing at $27. And then we're going to increase it by $1 every, let's say, 50 sales. So every 50 sales, it increases by $1. Now, keep in mind that if you have a big launch, you might want to increase it by, like, let's say 50 cents for every 50 sales. So what a dime sale is it creates scarcity. It basically, the more sales you make, it increases the price. So you started at that price, and then it just keeps increasing and increasing. So that's up to you. You can always tweak it as you go. Now, autoresponder integration, you have different autoresponders that you can integrate with. So as you can see here, you have SendLane, you have Market Hero, you have GetResponse, you have SendReach, you have Amico Mail, and Aweber API. Now, we recommend, and we'll talk more about that later, but GetResponse is built in. So if you choose that, you enter your API key, you can go ahead and choose your list. Now, we'll show you more about that in the future videos, because we're going to have a video specifically on integration of autoresponders. Then you have affiliate messaging integration. So you can integrate this, a Slack team. Slack is basically a chat system, and you can add Fleep accounts. So this is basically gives you an ability to message and communicate with your affiliates. You can also have a customer messaging integration with Slack and Fleep. And you can do that there. You can integrate it with a webinar if you want. So you can enter your GoToWebinar URL here. What this allows you to do is, let's say, for example, that you sell a product and you sell that product and that product is a live webinar. So you can integrate it right here and you would just enter the GoToWebinar URL there. Now, if you get lost and JVZoo decides to change things up, you'll always see these little blue things here that will tell you what they are. And of course, you can add the retargeting conversion pixels right here. External program integration, you would use something like this if you were using a membership script, but we're not going to be messing with that at all right now. So that's basically it. As far as adding a product, the main things that you're going to need, and I'm going to do a quick recap right now, is your product name, currency, price, and then commission payout. If you have a subscription or multiple payments, you need to specify that here. And then leave quantity blank. You don't need that. Just enter the support URL. We normally don't enter this. Enter the sales page, enter the thank you page, the return period, the commission amount, the approval affiliate level. Checkout options, definitely do this one here. You can do this one here to get more exposure. You could do dime cells, automatic autoresponder integration, and that's pretty much most of what you need for most products. These other elements are additional optional elements. This is video number 6, connecting your autoresponder. So when somebody buys your product and service, you want to immediately and automatically add them to your email list, right? So first, you obviously need an autoresponder system. But before we discuss that, let's take a look at the JVZoo platform and see which ones are compatible and what you need to do to connect them and what information that you need to do just that. Okay, so if we refer back to our edit product details and you go under the autoresponder integration, you can see the ones that are compatible. We have SendLane, we have Market Hero, we have GetResponse, SendReach, Imnica Mail, and Aweber API. Now, as far as the ones that we recommend and that we have tested and we really like, it's GetResponse and Aweber API. Now, the nice thing about these integrations is all you have to do is pick one, and then it'll tell you, okay, to get your API key, do this. What we need to do is get our API key. So what is an API key? An API key is a key that you are given as a user. So everybody has their own API key. Do not share your API key with anybody else, because if they know it, they can do a lot of things. To get your API key in GetResponse, click on My Account and then use the GetResponse API key. So if we go over here and we log in and you go up at the top, you click on Account Details, you click that link, and then on the left-hand side, you're going to see a menu and you click on API key. And it'll give you the API key. You take that key and you go back here, you plop that in here, you click on Load Defaults, and basically you'll see a list of all of the list names in your GetResponse account. So all you have to do is choose that list name and that's it. So what I recommend that you do is within GetResponse, you want to create a new campaign for every single one of your products. That way you're going to be able to segment, okay, this person bought my front-end offer. All these people bought my one-time offer 2. Or all of these people bought my one-time offer 3. If you dump everybody on the same list, you're not going to know who bought who. Plus, you're going to be able to figure out, okay, these are my premium buyers. Like these people bought my one-time offer 1 or one-time offer 4, and you're going to be able to email them. You can email them updates to your product or that one-time offer. You can communicate them without having to communicate with everybody else. So essentially, it's good to segment your list. So I'm not going to show you how because it's a long process, but within GetResponse, within a Aweber account, you can create new lists. So you have to create the list first, And then the list will actually appear over here when you load defaults. So same with Aweber. If you click on Aweber API, it says you must click this link to connect your account. Once you have walked through and followed the instructions, it's super easy. You click that, you connect it, you're good to go. You're going to be able to see all the lists right here. So some of these need you to go get the API, and some of these you can automatically just connect right away. So it's that easy, but just keep in mind, number one, as a recap, create different lists for each product. And number two, you got to create it over on the autoresponder side first before it's actually going to appear right here. And that's all you need to know for the autoresponder integration. Hello and welcome to video number 7, which is connecting your payment processors. Now, as long as you have a PayPal account, you can use JVZoo. With the PayPal account, you can do a lot of number of things, such as when the payments come in, if you have a partner, you can split that payment between you and your partner. And if the refund happens, the money will be pulled out. Or if you have an affiliate, you can do instant payments where the money will be split and paid out throughout. Now, you can only do that with PayPal. If you do that with Stripe, or you integrate it with Stripe, you have to manually do a lot of the payments. So back in the day, decades ago, what we had to do with PayPal was we would have to disperse the money. But everything is automatic, which is awesome. There's less time spent, and you can focus more on selling your product, getting more products up, and running. So that's the beauty with JVZoo. Now, having a Stripe account is good and highly recommended addition, because what we found over the years is, yes, most of your sales might be coming from PayPal, depending on your niche, or sometimes most of your payments will be coming from Stripe. But in certain niches, what we found is by offering both, you actually will gain more money, because some people don't want to use their PayPal account, and they may not have enough money in their PayPal account, but they have enough money on their credit card that they'll be willing to spend. So by not offering Stripe, for example, you might be losing money in the long term. So with that said, let me show you more in detail. So obviously, before you can integrate your payment to your JVZoo, you will need to have a paypal.com account, a business account, and you will need to have a Stripe account. So you will need to have those in hand before you can actually apply these to your JVZoo account. So to do that, once you have that in hand, you go to My Account in Payment Profiles, and you're going to see this page. Now, to the right here, you see Configure Now. If you click Configure Now, pretty self-explanatory, but you just enter your PayPal email and you'll be sent to this page. You'll be able to configure and connect your PayPal account. That's it. You go back to this page, you click on Configure Now, and it's going to ask you for your secret key and your publishable key. And to get that, you need to have a Stripe account, so they'll give you instructions on how to do that. Once you're done with that, you're done. That's how easy it is to integrate your payment profiles. You just have to have it in hand. So welcome to video number 8. We're going to talk about sales funnel setup. So do you want to learn how to take everything that we've talked about previously and map out your products and services utilizing the JVZoo sales funnel feature? Well, within this feature itself, you can take all the products that you have added and now tell the system, hey, I want this to be my front end offer. I want this to be my one-time offer. And if somebody buys this, send them here. Or if somebody doesn't want this, I can send them to a downsell. So this is what you've been waiting for. And this is going to help you set everything up. So let me go ahead and show you how. Okay, so before we jump right in and I show you how to set everything up, I want to make sure that I emphasize that and make it clear as far as adding a new product goes. If we go back over to here, every single one of these unique products has a unique sales page and has a unique download page. So do not use the same download page here and here. You need to make sure they're different. Now, as far as tracking purposes and making it easier for you when you get started, what I would recommend is maybe your front end offer, you would put the product name. But then anytime you would do something like this one-time offer 1, I would probably put product name OTO2. Now, obviously, you can come back later after everything is set up and said and done, and then you can change the title. But initially, if you do this, it just makes it easier for you, especially if you've never done this before. Trust me, I've gone through the process. Things get confusing, and it's just easier on you. And of course, like I said, when you're done, you can come back here and change the name. All right, so now that we have gone over that, let's go back to Lucidchart here. Now, I'm not going to show you how to set things up just yet. I want you to actually follow through with an exercise. All right, so let's take a look at this. Once you have your flowchart in hand, right? So you got front end offer, points to the one-time offer, which then we have a downsell if people don't buy this. And then if they buy this, then they can be directed here and here. Now, let's just focus on this, all right? So what I want you to think is this, and I want you to type this out, sort of like the if and then statements. If somebody buys the front-end offer software, what happens? Then they see this, right? If they buy this, what happens? Then obviously they'll be forwarded here, right? They won't be forwarded here. If they don't buy this, then they get sent here. If they buy this, then they get sent here. Now, you see where it kind of gets complicated as you begin to add things. So the best thing that you can do is just follow me right now. Just follow this exercise. Let's simplify the process. All right, so I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go into Notepad or Word or anything that you desire, but we're just gonna write it down. So we're gonna say, okay, this is my front end offer. So let's say if you buy, let's say this here, then what happens? All right, so what happens after that? They are presented with the one-time offer, right? So let's copy this. Now, while this may seem very simplistic, it is. And I'm just trying to make things easier for you. So let me make this bigger here. Then they see this. All right. So I'm going to make this all the same like that. Make it smaller. And I'm going to highlight this so that we know what to tell JVZoo. And within JVZoo, actually the reason why I'm doing this is because inside JVZoo, this is basically what you're going to see. So if you write it down now, you're going to be good to go. So if you buy this, then they see this. All right. So let's go back over here. If they buy this, then they see this, right? If they don't buy this, then nothing happens. You don't have to write that down. So they just leave. So if they buy that, that happens. Okay, so let's start from here. All right, let's start it again. And let's just start a new row. So now we have the one-time offer, 1. Let's just copy this here. And you can actually simplify this further if you want. You can just say front end offer. If you buy the front end, then they see the one-time offer 1. If you buy the one-time offer 1, then what happens? Then they, let's see here. Then typically they'll see OTO number 2, right? Now, what happens if they don't buy that? All right, so let's go back here. So if they buy this, then they see this, right? We see the arrows. Now, if they don't buy that, then they're forwarded here. So let's write that down. So we have this here, then they see this, and then they see that. If they don't buy, so let's write that down. If you don't or do not buy OTO1, then you are sent to the OTO1 downsell, which we can just call that downsell 1. All right. Now, as you're looking at this, some of you might think, oh, this makes total sense. And some of you might be like, this doesn't really make sense, but I kind of get it, and I'm kind of getting it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just converting what I see visually into text. All right. So let me just stop here. Let's just stop here. All right. We don't need to go further. All right. So I've already made things a little bit more complicated, but we've gone here. All right. So I'm going to keep that as is right there, and let's just leave it. Let's just leave it like this. All right. So what are we going to do? How are we going to do? Once you've done this, guess what? You're almost done. Once you have the products that you've already created, those products, once you follow this exercise, then you can get back over to JVZoo and just simply plug in what we have written right here. All right. So I'm going to show you this right now. So let me go back over here. I took some screenshots, and it's super easy. All you have to do is go to Sellers and Sales Funnels here, and then click the big orange button that says Add a Sales Funnel, and then you'll be forwarded here. And then, of course, it'll ask you to enter the name of the sales funnel. You enter that, and in this case, I named it JVZoo SF Test. Now, obviously, we don't see anything right now, but as we begin to add the front-end product, we'll begin to see things build out. If you go here and it says add front-end product, so all you have to do is click the drop-down menu and select the product. So obviously, if you have added the product, you will see that there, and you can select it and click add. Once you have done that, you will see this. All right. So referring back here, it says customer buys front-end product, which is going to be this product. So you're going to see this here. Customer buys whatever product that you select, and then they see this product. So now JVZoo is going to give you the option to choose a product here. So if we refer back over here, if you buy front end, which is this one here, then you see OTO 1. All right. So JVZoo is going to give you the option to select a drop-down menu, and all you have to do is click that drop-down menu and find the one-time offer 1 product that you have specified here. All right. Okay. So once that happens, this will pop up. These two items will pop up. Okay. So OTO, and then this is going to be selected here. So OTO 1, whatever product that you select, is going to appear here. All right. So let's refer back over here. So we did this already, which was the first row. Now the second row and the third row. So the second row says if you buy the one-time offer 1, then you'll see OTO 2. All right. So let's go back here. Second row here is if you buy OTO 1, then you should see OTO 2. So what you do is you click this drop-down menu that says receipt right here, and then you choose OTO 2. All right. So you click add there. And then it says customer says no thanks to OTO 1. All right. So let's refer back here. If you do not buy OTO 1, then they see downsell 1. All right. If they say no to one-time offer 1, what happens? They see downsell 1, right? So the fact that you created downsell 1 as a product, all you have to do is select this drop-down menu and select downsell 1. Click add, you're done. And that's how easy it is. Now, I'm going to scroll down here, and I blurred these out because this is an actual product, so I don't need to show you my product. But what JVZoo it'll give you a funnel visual. Now, they're working on a beta, and they might update things in the future. So I want to make note that if they do updates in the future, the process that I showed you beforehand is pretty much the same. Visually, everything is going to be, it might be different, but it's going to be the same as long as you understand those concepts. So, and that's really what took me forever to do, was trying to figure out, okay, which goes where, what goes where, especially when you have so many one-time offers. Now, visually, this is going to be your front-end offer. If they buy that, then they're presented with the one-time offer 1. If they don't buy that, they see the downsell 1. And then you can tell them, okay, after that, I want them to see OTO 2, OTO 3, and then you can bring them to different sections, as you can see here. So OTO 1, OTO 2, downsell 2, OTO 3, downsell 3. So that's why I say make sure that you get a hang of just front-end offer and 1 OTO first before you actually begin to add everything later down the road. All right, so that's basically it. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to get the buy button. So obviously you can see there's a buy button here, but I'm going to explain a little more detail in that particular video. Hello and welcome to video number 9. This is sales buttons and one-time offer links. Once you've set up your sales funnel within JVZoo, you are almost done. Congratulations, you've made it this far. All you have to do now is make sure that your sales pages are connected via the sales buttons and no thanks links. So the sales buttons will be, obviously, your front-end offer will have 1 sales button, and then they buy through that, and then they are presented with a one-time offer. If they buy through that, you can redirect them to somewhere else, which we talked about in the previous video. So to connect everything, you need the sales buttons and you need the no thanks links. So let me go ahead and hop on over there and we'll show you where to find them and where to add them. Okay, so what I did was I went back into my JVZoo account and I created this really basic funnel. And as you can see, there literally is just 2 products. There's the front-end offer, the one-time offer here, the one-time offer here, and of course, we could add downsells and all that as well. But I wanted to make sure that I showed you at least the understanding of, okay, what do I do with my front-end sales page? And what do I do with my one-time offer 1? As long as you understand the process between these 2, it'll make more sense on what you need to do when you add more one-time offers or downsells. So with the front-end offer, if we refer back to the Word document that I created earlier, so it says if you buy front-end offer, then this happens. Now, what we need to do is we need to get the sales buttons. The sales buttons connect each page together. And the way you define it in JVZoo is the way the system will behave. So if you set things up in your account to do this, it'll actually do that within JVZoo. Now, the front-end offer is easy. All right, so if you buy the front-end offer. So as far as sales pages go, in this case, all we need is this. So let me just delete this here and show this to you here. So front end sales page. All right. So the front end sales page is obviously going to have a buy button. Now, obviously, if you have different price points, you'll have different buy buttons for the front end offer. But we're not going to get into that today because I just don't want to make things more complicated. So here's how it normally happens. The buy button is going to appear on the front end offer. So you're going to get a unique buy button. All right. The one-time offer, on the other hand, and we'll put OTO 1. This is going to have a buy button. All right. So every single thing, front end offers, one-time offers, everything is going to have a buy button. But the one-time offers are going to have a no thanks link. So if we refer back to that, okay, if somebody buys this, then they get pointed here, right? If they buy this buy button will point them to one-time offer 2. Now, if they don't buy that, you're going to have a link that says no thanks, right? So it says no thanks. I don't want the one-time offer. So in this case, you're going to need, for every one-time offer, you're going to need a buy button and a no thanks link. All right. So let's look at this again. So somebody buys this, we're going to get the front end offer here. So front end, this is front end offer. Let's go ahead and click the buy buttons here. Now they are going to give you a no thanks link for every single product, but because this is your front end offer, you do not need the no thanks link. All right. You're only going to go down. You're going to find the button that you want. And then down here is your code. So you're going to take this code, you're going to copy the code, and you're going to paste it into your sales page. And that's it for your front end offer. All right. So once you've done that, you can mark that out. So I like to use Word, and I like to mark things out when I'm done. So I know, okay, I'm done with this. This is what is next. All right. So next we have OTO 1. So we refer back to that sales page, and then we need to add a buy button and a no thanks link. All right. So to do that, we go back to the sales funnel here. We go over here, this one here. We click the buy button. And like I said earlier, every product has a no thanks link and a buy button. Now, in this case, because this is a one-time offer 1, the no thanks link is going to appear somewhere on the bottom of the page. So you can grab the code here and then copy it and then add that to the bottom of your OTO 1 sales page. Now, same with the buy buttons. Find the buy button that you want, get the code, and then add that throughout your sales page. Because it's a buy button, you might want to put it somewhere near the top, under your video sales letter, somewhere in the middle, and somewhere maybe down below at the very end of your pitch. So you want to kind of sprinkle it throughout. But as you understand, each OTO is going to have a buy button and a no thanks. Now, okay, so as far as a downsell goes, you still need a buy button and a no thanks. And the reason being is, even though somebody might not buy the downsell and you're not forwarding them to anywhere, if they click the no thanks, then they will be done. They'll be then sent to download the files via JVZoo. All right, so if someone clicks no, they don't want the product, that's what's going to happen. So nonetheless, regardless, is if you have a one-time offer or if you have a downsell, you have a buy button and you have a no thanks link. And that's it.